Welcome to Move with Katie. I am so honored to have you here today. We are going to get right into a fun and funky flow. I think I say that almost every time. If you've been with me for a while, you know that's my favorite kind. And if you're new here, I'm grateful to have you here and hope that you find something that makes you feel good today. So let's get started in the center of our mats. Take a seat. You can sit on your shins. You can sit cross-legged in a Sukhasana, that easy pose, just somewhere that makes you feel centered and connected. Maybe you put a cushion under you. And we're just going to take a few breaths to really drop into the present moment, drop into this practice, and really intentionally be here, now. So filling up the lungs. And then as you exhale, maybe parting the lips and sighing out the mouth. Letting go anything that is sticking. And then inhaling again. Noticing the way that the lungs fill, noticing what happens in the body, and not judging, but just becoming aware of all the little things that make us unique, make us ourselves. And accepting whatever has shown up today, accepting however you are here. Maybe bringing a soft smile to the corners of the eyes. And then maybe bringing the hands to touch at heart center and just setting an intention for your practice. I'll offer one of radiance, of radiating all the best pieces of you here on your mat and beyond. And then when you're ready, let's begin to rub the palms together, creating some heat, creating some friction, beginning to really warm up this part of the body and signaling to the rest of the body that we're about to get fiery. And then placing those warm hands over the eyes and slowly fluttering them open before rolling the eyes 3 times clockwise to the right, and then 3 times to the left. Then take your thumbs and stretch the thumbs out in front of you, fists together, and just notice where the thumbs are, arms nice and long. We're going to do a little bit of drilling with the eyes just to get our brains really activated and aware that we're here. So begin to separate the thumbs and see if you can stare at both of them. Notice when one or both of the thumbs begins to leave your visual range and stop there. When you've lost both thumbs, bring them back to center. Extend the arms nice and straight. Then let's take just the right thumb and follow it just with the eyes as far as possible, noticing what happens. And then bringing the thumb all the way back to center. Then taking left thumb and shifting it over to the left, following just with the gaze, just noticing what happens, and then bringing it back to center. And then interlace the fingers and roll the wrists a few times. Let the eyes relax, maybe blink them. Then roll the wrists the opposite way. And then wherever you are seated, we are going to start on our backs today. So everyone rolling gently down onto the back body, and let's bring the right knee into chest, send the left leg long. Inhale here, and as you exhale, straighten the right leg towards the sky, flex the foot. And we're going to take the fingers and interlace them behind the hamstring and then push the hamstring into the arm. So you start to feel a release in the shoulders and also a really strong activation in the hamstring. So we're really going to be working on flexibility and strength in our legs today. And so we're starting to just activate those muscles here. Let's flex the toes and point the toes. Keep pressing through the hamstring. Actively engage the quad. Flex the toes, point the toes. Relax the muscles in the face, point the toes, flex the toes. Then let's take some circles, one direction with the ankle, and then the other. And then walking the hands up towards the shin, let's inhale, lift the heart, lift the head towards the leg, and see if you can lever the leg a little closer to the body. So pull it a little closer to the chest, bend the elbows, and then exhale, lower chest back down, and try to keep that length in the leg. Okay, maybe this feels really tricky and you want to grab a strap. That's an awesome thing to do. If not, and you're like, I could go more, Go ahead and take your pointer fingers and loop them around your big toe, and you can use that to lever the leg closer to you. Wherever you are, you're pushing up through that hamstring like we did into our hands, really actively engaging the quadriceps and using that to increase flexibility. Strength and flexibility, they are a pair. Inhale here. Exhale, stay. Then with your next exhale, we're going to drop the right leg out to the side. So you're in a reclining big toe holding posture. You can bring your left hand to your left hip, making sure it stays square, or maybe you even reach it out to the side. Actively press the back body into the floor, press the left leg into the floor, and reach up with the right toes towards the wall behind the head. Then keeping the interlace of the fingers on the shin or the big toe or whatever it is, we're going to lift the right leg up all the way over and across, twisting to the opposite side. Keep it nice and straight and just find the space where you start to really feel it. That might be right here up at the top. That's awesome. It might be about halfway. It might be all the way to the floor. That's too far for me. I have my shoulders lift up. So find the twist space that feels good to you, where you really start to get into that outer IT band. Really stretching here. Again, a strap is an awesome tool here. You could be holding onto your shin, the back of your thigh, whatever feels right here in the beginning of our practice. Inhale, lift the right leg back up towards the sky. And then exhale, lift the chest, lift the left leg to a hover, and send the hands towards the hips. So now we're in like a little scissor kick, and we're gonna do a few. So point through the toes, exhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Active, strong legs, switch, switch. Let's do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, lift the heart, smile. 3, 2, 1, you got it. And then lower the right leg down, keep the left leg lifted. Bend the knee into chest and just really get that hip nice and situated. And then take the hands, interlace them around the left thigh. Straighten through the left leg and kick the left thigh away from you so that it really begins to open up the shoulders, and also you feel really nice and active, engaged. Flex the foot. Point the foot. Flex. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. Point. And then let's roll out the ankle one direction and then the other. Nice work. Begin to walk the hands up the leg and inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart towards the leg. Walk the hands up as high as feels right. Maybe grab that strap. And then exhale, lower the chest back down. Keep the leg nice and strong. Glue the right leg to the floor. Really press the left leg away from your body and also up so that you're getting that nice stretch. If you took the 2 fingers around the toe on the opposite side, you're welcome to do that now, flexing or pointing the toe as feels right in your body. Nothing right or wrong, just what feels good. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, open that left leg over to the outside. Okay, straighten through the leg if possible. If the knee needs to bend, listen to your body. She's wise. Or he is wise, or they is wise. You are wise. Listen. See if you can really ground the right leg down into the floor and actively engage the hamstring and the quads of the left leg to lift a little higher towards the head. And then as you exhale, lift the left leg up towards sky and cross it over the body towards the right side. And again, we're just finding that stretch in the IT band. So wherever you find it, that is right where you can stay. If you want to find that edge and go a little deeper, that's okay too. Find what feels good in your body in these moments. And let's inhale back through center. Exhale, lift head and chest towards the leg and hover right leg above the ground. Let's do 10 more. 10, scissor kicks. 9, 8, that wasn't a clear direction. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got it. Now both legs lift up straight. And I want you to lower the chest, and we're just gonna do a little more abdomen activation by doing some hip lifts and toe taps. So inhale, lift the chest, reach the right arm to the left leg. Exhale, lower. Left arm lifts towards right leg. Exhale, lower. And then lift hips up and then lower. Those are our sequence. So lift to cross to the left, lift, cross to the right, lift hips. Let's go. Cross, lower, cross, lower, lift, lower, cross, lower, cross, lower, lift, lower, cross, cross, lift, cross, cross, lift, feeling strong, cross, cross, lift, 3 more, cross, cross, lift, cross, cross, toes high, cross, cross, lift, last one, cross, cross, lift, and then slowly begin to rock yourself forward by grabbing behind the knees and rocking along the length of the spine, using your momentum until you can come all the way to stand and forward fold. Drop the head, heart heavy. Interlace the fingers one more time, roll out the wrists. Roll the opposite direction. Shake the head, yes. I'm awesome, I can do this. Shake it, no. Nobody can get in my way. Inhale, halfway lift, figure 7 shape. Feel that nice stretch in the hamstring, all that warmth we've already created. And then exhale, lower the heart, forward fold. Wrap your hands around the elbows and just let the head hang really heavy. Ragdoll. See if you can lengthen the spine, lift the tailbone high, micro bend in the knees. And then bending into the knees, let's round the back body, drop the fingers, and we'll ragdoll all the way up to stand. 1 vertebrae at a time, rolls all the way up. When you get to stand, shrug shoulders up to the ears, and then roll them back down the back body, and we'll meet in a mountain pose. Legs strong, kneecaps lifted, maybe the eyes closed, and we check in with body, palms face forward, beside the hips. Nice and tall. And then fluttering eyes open. If they're closed, inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, swooping down through heart center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms, step, hop, walk it back to a high plank. We'll take a few rounds of sun salutation, lowering to your chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart. We're gonna take sun B. So sending hips back, right toes reach up, and then step forward, coming into a high lunge or maybe a warrior 1, dropping that back heel down. Inhale, lift the heart, the hands. Exhale, circle the hands around behind you. Plant the palms, step it back, high plank. Heart forward, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, flip the toes, lift the heart, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left toes sweep high, left foot steps forward. Maybe you stay on the toes or drop the heel 45 degrees to a warrior 1. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, circle the arms around behind, plant the palms, step it back, high plank. Chest forward, weight forward, lower, halfway or all the way. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 cycles of breath here. Really press the floor away. So you feel like the shoulders are shrugging up towards the ears. But it's not because you're shrugging your shoulders. It's because you're pressing the floor away. And that's what happens when your arms get nice and long and strong and the shoulders become really stable. Your next exhale, look forward, step, hop, float to the front of the mat. Meeting in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach up and overhead, palms come to touch, heart center. Again, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant, float back to your high plank, lowering through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing. Right toes float to the sky and then step forward and through. Back heel drops, arms lift, warrior 1. Exhale, circle the arms around, plant the palms, lowering through your vinyasa. And when you get to that downward dog, taking a moment before floating left toes to the sky, stepping left foot forward between the hands, drop the right heel. Inhale, lift the heart, warrior one. Exhale, circle arms around and down, palms plant, step it back, lowering halfway. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Take 3 big breaths. Maybe you stick the tongue out and cross the eyes and do a fun lion's breath. Let it go. It's a fun one. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Next breath, looking forward. Let's step up, float to the front of the mat, meeting in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, palms come to touch above the head, and exhale, heart center. Inhale, arms float up, and we scoop right back down to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, float back to your high plank, move through your vinyasa. And as you exhale, send the hips back downward facing. And this is when we start our funky flow. Inhale, sweep the right toes high. And as you exhale, bring the knee in towards nose. And let's hold here. Squeeze the heel towards the glutes for 5. Press the floor away. 4. Actively engage the core. 3, 2, 1. Step the right foot through and lower the back knee. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky. Exhale, send the hips back. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Inhale, let's open the right arm to the sky, taking a twist here. You'll feel that nice connection with the IT band on the outside of the hip. Inhale here. Squeeze everything to the center line. Open the heart a little higher to the sky. Exhale. Next, exhale, right fingertips sweep down. Bend into the right knee. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, loop the arms around behind you. Interlace the fingers, lift the heart. Send the hands down the hamstring. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink the hips a little lower. Then undo the interlace of the fingers. Sweep the hips back. Sweep the arms forward, half split. And then plant the palms, and we're going to start walking the split out. So reach the right heel forward, just a touch, and then bend into the leg and feel that forward, that low lunge. Then exhale back to half split. And then walk the heel out just a little bit more. Bend to that low lunge, and then exhale, straighten. And then one more time, step it out a little farther. Find your low lunge, starting to be a reach, that's okay. And then exhale, straighten. Can you do one more little tiny lift? And then bend into the leg. And then exhale, straighten. Now, maybe you stay here because this is the fullest expression of your posture. Or maybe you scoot a little bit more forward, finding a full Hanumanasana, or a split, or King of the Monkeys. All sorts of names for this beautiful posture, depending on what culture or tradition you draw it from. Inhale, lift the arms high, if possible. And exhale, maybe you fold forward, reaching for that front foot. Finding that same posture that we found on our backs at the beginning of our practice. Maybe you even loop the fingers around the toes because that feels familiar. And then let's walk the hands back towards hips. And wherever you are, let's pull the heel back in, meeting in a comfortable half split. Tent the fingertips so you have a little more space. Actively pull the belly button in towards core, pull the knee in towards chest, and send the leg back to a 3-legged tabletop. Inhale here. Then as you exhale, tuck the toes and press up to a 3-legged dog. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the foot forward. Plant the foot, drop the back heel, warrior one. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, circle the arms around, back and down. Plant the palms. Turn onto the toes and step it back. High plank, move through your vinyasa. Heart forward, bend into the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart, flip the toes. Exhale, send it back, downward facing. Inhale, sweep the right toes high. And then this time, pull right knee into chest, or left knee into chest, sorry. We're gonna hold it there, nice and tight. Heel towards glute for a 5. Actively engage the core, press the floor away. 3, 2, 1. Step the left foot down in between the hands and lower the back knee. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, send the hips back. Plant the right palm, lift the left arm to the sky. Twisted, half split. Spiral heart towards sky. Squeeze everything to the center line, feeling that nice IT band activation. Inhale here. Exhale, stay. And then from here, spiraling left hand down towards the floor, and we're going to take that funky back and forth. So inhale, oh, not yet. Inhale, lift the left hips forward. Lift arms high, spiral them around behind you. Interlace the fingers, opposite hand on top. It'll feel awkward. That's how you know it's right. And then inhale, lift the heart. Send the fists down that back hamstring. Sink the hips a little lower. Nice shoulder, chest opener, heart opener, and a deep hip opener. And then as you exhale, swing the arms around, plant the palms on either side of the foot, send the hips back, flex into the left toes. Then from here, bend into the right knee, send the hips forward. Exhale, send the hips back. Lift the left heel just a little bit, walk it forward. Then bend into the knee, low lunge, and then straighten back through the legs. Walk the left heel a little bit more forward. Bend into the knee, finding that really deep low lunge, and then straightening through the leg. A little bit deeper. Then bend into the leg, real deep low lunge, you've got it. And then exhale, straighten, half split. Maybe you hang out where you found your deepest expression, or maybe you have a little bit more space and you move towards that full Hanumanasana, that full split. Maybe you even inhale, reach the arms up high overhead. Really actively engage the legs here. This is not a passive stretch. So we're using the quadriceps, the hamstrings, the glutes, all of those muscles that we activated at the beginning of our practice. Okay? Maybe you even fold forward over that front leg, and maybe you interlace the peace fingers around that toe because it feels familiar and that feels nice. Good work, yogis. Inhale here. Exhale, stay. And then let's sweep the hands back beside the hips. Lift back up into that half split. Find a comfortable position. Inhale here, reach the heart forward, tent the fingertips, and then pull the left knee up into chest, slide the heel back, coming to a 3-legged tabletop. Fists, wrists, plant, tuck the right toes, and lift the left leg up towards the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, step it through, plant the foot between the hands, drop the back heel, warrior 1, lift the arms. Inhale here. Exhale, circle out the arms, plant them on either side of the foot, step back, high plank, move through your vinyasa, lowering to chaturanga. Inhale, lifting the chest, and exhaling, downward facing dog. Nice work. Look forward, step, hop, float between the hands to the front of the mat. We'll meet in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep high up overhead, and palms come to touch, heart center. Take a beat. Exhale, reconnect with the moment, with your intention. And sweep the arms up high one more time. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms, chest reaches forward as we float back to our chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, send the hips back. Sweep right toes high. And then exhale, step them all the way through. Left knee lowers to the ground. Untuck the toes. Reach the arms up overhead. Inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to the inside edge of the right foot and step the right foot over just slightly so that you've got a lot of nice space here. Then pull the left heel in towards the glute. And from here, we're going to lower it down to forearms. And then take the right hand and reach it out in front of you so that the spine is nice and long. You're squeezing that left heel in towards glute still. And then reach the right arm underneath the right leg. See, it's underneath. And back towards those toes, those left toes, and then see if you can sink into a nice low lunge to bring the toes closer to you, okay? This could feel really challenging, or it could feel really great. It could feel anything in between. Maybe you want a strap to support you, maybe not. Maybe you even crawl your left fingertips forward so you can melt the heart a little bit more, melt the hips a little bit more. Inhale here. And then keeping hold of that left foot, walk the left hand back. And we're gonna get real funky. So we're gonna keep hold of that left foot, pull it through and under the right leg. Then sweep the left hand back to about a foot away from your left knee and slightly behind. And then we're gonna take this right hand. It stays connected to the right foot. Get ready. You can keep the right foot, right knee bent, press down into that back right foot. We're gonna lift up off the earth. Nice work. And then we're gonna straighten through the left leg. Yeah, you got it. And then maybe you open that left leg up towards the hand behind you. And maybe you straighten through the right leg. Spiraling heart towards sky. Nice work. And then as you exhale, we're gonna set the left foot down by the left hand, straighten through the legs, and we'll meet in a triangle pose. Inhale, open right arm towards sky. Good work, yogis. We'll do this a couple times so you get to practice that transition. Inhale here. Then as you exhale, scoop right hand toward the earth and turn onto that ball of the back foot, the right foot, and then we'll walk the left toes over, sink the right knee down, and we'll do it on the opposite side. We're just gonna go back and forth a few times. So lowering forearms first to the earth, and then bringing right heel in towards the glutes, okay? Then from here, left arm reaches forward, nice long spine. And then from there, reaching left arm behind and through the left leg so that you grab hold of those right toes, then sinking the hips forward. And maybe you walk right fingertips out long in front of you so we're not dumping into that shoulder. Nice work. From here, walking the right hand back, using the left hand to pull the toes underneath the left leg, stepping the right hand all the way out to the top of the mat, grounding down into the left foot, and opening the left leg in front of you. Nice. Maybe you hang out here. That's a perfect place to be, or maybe you open that left leg up, or the right leg up. Ooh, what leg are we in? And then you straighten through the back leg as well. Nice work. Wherever you are, setting that right foot down and opening up to a triangle pose, straightening through both legs, opening left arm to sky. Inhale here. Let's do that all again. So exhale, left palm touches the earth, coming onto the left knee. And then lowering forearms to the earth, pulling belly button engaged into spine, reaching right arm long. Inhale, before reaching it back, bend left heel towards glute. Actively reach back and catch hold of that left glute. Sink the hips forward. Maybe you even feel the leg begin to pinch the shoulder. That's fine. And then as you exhale, use the right hand to bring the left toes through and forward. Sweep the left leg back. And maybe you pause here straight out, or maybe you open all the way up to our elevated split. You got it. And then set the left toes down and open up to a triangle pose. Nice work. Inhale here. Exhale. Lower the right hand. Twist onto the ball of the back foot. Lower the back leg. Lower forearms down. Bring the right heel in towards glute. Left arm reaches forward. Left hand reaches back. Grab hold of those toes. Scoop it underneath you. Step right hand to the top of the mat. And then right leg straightens. Maybe left leg straightens. You got it. Actively lift the ribcage towards the sky. And set the foot down and open up to a triangle pose. Inhale here. Exhale. This time, bend into the right leg and let's open up to a warrior two. Good work, yogis. We'll do that sequence one more time, but in a minute, we're gonna take a little pause and build some strength in the legs. So from that warrior two, inhale, scoop the leg forward, and exhale, straighten through the leg, And then come onto the heel of the front foot. Reach the right fingertips back. Then exhale, forward warrior two. Then come onto the toes of the right foot. Okay, we're going to do that a couple times. So reach forward. Exhale, straighten through the right leg, lift the toes. Exhale, bend through the right leg, lift the heel. Last time, straighten through the right leg, lift the toes, reach back, lower, lift the heel, and then lower your warrior two. We're gonna plant the palms on either side of the right leg, lift the right toes high, and three-legged option to move through your vinyasa. Heart forward to a plank, chaturanga. Flipping the toes, upward facing, and exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, stay. And then let's inhale, sweep the right toes high. We'll take that flow one more time, and we'll even out the strength on our left side. So bringing right knee in towards nose, plant the right foot, lower the back leg. Inhale, lift the arms, circle them around and behind you, and plant the elbows on the floor. Engage the core, and then lift left heel towards the glutes. Reach right arm back. And then scooping the left toes under, reaching left hand back, and moving through to your lifted split. Nice work. And then let's exhale, set the left foot down, coming into a triangle pose. Inhale here. Then as you exhale, bend into the left leg, reach the arms long like a T, warrior two. In your warrior two, we'll do that little strengthening flow. Reach the left hand forward and back, straighten through the left leg and lift the toes. Then exhale, bend into the leg, lift the heel. Inhale, reach it forward, straighten through the front leg, lift the toes. Exhale, bend into the front leg, lift the heel. Last time, reach it up and over, lift the toes. And then as you exhale, lift the heel. And then let's scoop both hands on either side of that left foot and lower the back toes. Scoop the left hand forward, then reach it back and under. Right heel comes in towards glute, and we grab hold of right foot with left hand. And then sweeping the toes under, sliding right hand all the way back to the top of the mat, and then opening up the leg either to the front or to that lifted split. And then as you exhale, drop the right foot down, opening up, triangle pose. From here, inhale, and then as you exhale, come all the way up to stand in a wide-legged stance. So arms like a T, toes face forward. Inhale, and then as you exhale, interlace fingers behind the back body, lift the chest, and then hinge from the hips, fold forward. Wide-legged forward fold. Inhale here. Exhale, see if you can lift hips high. Actively engage hamstrings and quadriceps. Lift the knees. See if you can lower chest and chin towards floor. Finding just a little more space. It's always a little more space. Option always, if you have a headstand in your practice, to go ahead and add it in here by either planting hands in a triangle with the head and then lifting up through the hips, coming into a straddle and bringing the toes together, or interlacing the fingers behind the head, cupping the head, and gently pressing down. Please be mindful of your body and be aware of what you need in this practice. Try to practice things with the safety of a wall or another person there, especially when it involves the neck. Inhale, lift the heart. And then as you exhale, everyone's going to walk their hands forward to a wide-legged downward dog. So you'll bring some weight forward into the hands. And then from here, heel toe the feet in. So heels come in, then toes come in, then heels come in, until we get to a space where you can find a yogi squat, a malasana, okay? And from there, walking the hands out, melting the heart, rounding through the back body. Nice work. Now we've built a lot of work here in all of our splits, so I'm not going to forget that middle split. So we're all gonna walk back, and with your hands or without your hands, sit down on the tailbone, and let's bring the bottoms of the feet together first. And from here, I want you to really think about your hips as a ball and socket joint, and you're rotating that ball and socket open to the side. And that's going to help invite your legs in this cobbler's pose to be a little bit more open. Maybe you interlace the fingers underneath the toes, lift the heart, and then really press knees down towards the earth. Inhale here. Exhale, gently fold forward, maybe using the elbows to invite the hips a little bit more open. Rounding or not rounding through the back body, whatever feels available and right to you. And let's inhale, lift the heart, look forward. And let's open up the legs wide as the mat, or wide as feels good to you, find your V. And then place your hands on either side of the right leg. And we're going to really firm up through the core here, really point through the feet and lift the right leg. Let's do 10. 10, nice and slow. 9, 8, use the core. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, shake it out. Nice work. All right, this is really building that strength that we need for middle split flexibility. So leg lifts are awesome. Taking your hands to the left leg, setting them on either side. Engage the core, sit up nice and straight. Press into your fingertips, but then lift from the quads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice work. Shake it out. And then finding what feels comfortable, grabbing a block or a bolster if you know that's something that you like. You can set that under your hips to find a little more forward space, or you can set it under your chest or forehead as a rest. And we're all going to start walking the hands out. Really, that same motion that we did where we were actively engaged, do that. Press into the floor here as you begin to rotate forward, finding your wide-legged seated fold. Letting chest, letting head mount. Maybe you stack fists and make a little pillow for the head. We'll stay here for a few breaths. So get comfortable. See if you can rotate toes away from the front of the room. Rotate toes backwards. That's going to help that ball and socket joint, okay? Again, we're always thinking about our anatomy. How does it work? We're rotating the hips outward. So finding the space that feels comfortable to you. And just deepening the breath. Engaging the muscles. And then when you're ready, looking forward and beginning to gently walk the hands back. And then using the support of the arms to gently lift from under the knees to bend the legs and bring the knees wide, maybe a little wider than hips distance. Set the hands behind the hips and just gently windshield wiper side to side. Releasing anything that may have arisen. And then we'll all come to meet on our backs. And we're going to take that same supine split sequence that we did at the beginning, just to notice what maybe has changed throughout this practice. So bringing the right knee in towards chest and lifting the right toes towards the sky. And then interlacing the hands behind the hamstring and pressing away from the body. Just noticing if the shoulders feel different, if this feels different, flexing through the toes. Inhale, and then as you exhale, lift the chest, walk the hands up a little higher. Maybe grab your strap if that feels good. Wrap your peace fingers around the big toe if that feels good, and then exhale, chest back to the floor. Do you notice any more space? Any more ease? And then as you exhale, open right leg out towards the side. And then inhale back through center, and let's drop the right leg over to the opposite side, to the left side, and reach the right arm this time over to the right. Maybe you grab hold of right toes with left hand this time. Shoulders reach for the floor, so finding a stretch here. A nice twist, cooling down our practice. And then inhaling that leg straight back to the sky. And as you exhale, bring the left leg up to meet it. And then let's take a moment just with the legs lifted high to settle the breath. Then exhale, let the right leg go long. Left toe stay high. Interlace the hands behind the left hamstring. And press the hamstring away, flex the toes. Inhale here. And as you exhale, lift chest and chin towards the leg. Bring the leg a little closer, and maybe this time you wrap peace fingers around those left toes. And then exhale, chest back to the earth, back of the heart meets the mat. And you just see where you're landing. Maybe you grab your strap, maybe not. Inhale here. And as you exhale, open that left leg out to the side. Grounding down through the right hip. Grounding down through the shoulders, the right leg. Inhale here. And as you exhale, lifting left leg up and over to the right side of the body. Right hand takes over, left arm reaches long, and we find that spinal twist. Shoulders flatten to the earth. Face begins to relax. Eyes are soft. And then lifting left leg back towards sky, right leg comes to meet it. And we'll stay here with our legs up for a moment or two, just letting any tension or any of that lymphatic fluid that is moving through our bodies that may have built up there to drain. Maybe rolling toes one way and then the other. If you would like to move to a wall and put your legs up a wall here instead, that's another beautiful option. Or maybe you want to set your hips up on a block or a bolster. All just options. Find what feels good in your body today. And then from wherever you are, we'll take one plow pose before we close our practice. So like we did in the beginning, lifting the hips up and back and reaching the toes behind the head. Lift hips up high. Maybe the hands come to interlace behind back body, maybe not. Maybe the palms come to the back of the ribs. And maybe you take a candlestick position where you lift your legs up towards the sky. Wherever you are, keep your neck really nice and neutral. Strong core. And if you've moved near the wall at this point, you may want to lower to your plow pose. Lower the hands. And then we'll move away from the wall and all come to find Savasana, slowly rolling down the spine, one vertebrae at a time. And then letting the heels come to the mat, wide as or wider than the mat. Letting the palms face up. And letting the face and body become soft. Breathing deeply, maybe letting go of tension where you are still holding on. And I'll invite you in these final moments just to consider what a miracle it is to be alive, to exist. The fact that we are made up of the same thing that all the rest of the material and living objects in our planet and beyond are made of is really something special. We are quite literally stardust. And when I think about that, it helps me to remember that we are all connected. We are all connected in this big playground of adventure and life, and taking the perspective of one who is made of stars, can really open the experience to one of complete awe and wonder. So I invite you to feel that today, that awe, that wonder, that vitality. Maybe you notice it in the tingling in your fingers and your toes. Maybe you notice it in the beating of your heart. Maybe you notice it in the breeze or in the sounds of the city or the life that goes on around you. Wherever you notice it, I hope it invigorates you and connects you to this giant web of life that we all get to enjoy. I invite you to remain here as long as feels good. But if you're ready to come back to the present moment, begin by first deepening the breath. And then as you exhale, wiggling fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, reaching the arms up high overhead, reaching the toes long, getting a big full body stretch before exhaling onto one side, cradling the head in the arms, knees come in towards chest. And then gently pressing yourself back to a seated position. Rooting down through the tailbone, connecting with the earth, reaching up through the crown of the head, connecting with the expansive sky, knowing you are both grounded and expanding infinitely, always and forever. May you take this feeling of expansiveness, of joy, of gratitude, of whatever it is that you are needing with you beyond your mat today. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thank you, friends, and I hope to see you next time.